and who spoke to him of me. Rochefort, you remember him? Yes. Pardieu, it was he who gave us so much trouble and kept us on the road so much. You gave him 3 sword wounds in 3 separate engagements. But you know he is now our friend. No? I did know that, so he cherishes no resentment. You are mistaken, Porthos, said D'Artagnan. It is I who cherish no resentment. Porthos didn't understand any too clearly, but then we know that understanding was not his strong point. You say, then, he continued, that the Count de Rochefort spoke of me to the cardinal. Yes, and the queen, too. The queen, do you say? To inspire us with confidence, she has even placed in Mazarin's hands that famous diamond, you remember all about it, that I once sold to Monsieur de Essarts, and of which, I don't know how, she has regained possession. But it seems to me, said Porthos, that she would have done much better if she had given it back to you. So I think, replied D'Artagnan, but kings and queens are strange beings and have odd fancies nevertheless. Since they are the ones who have riches and honors, we are devoted to them. Yes, we are devoted to them, repeated Porthos. And you, to whom are you devoted now? The king, the queen, and to the cardinal moreover. I have answered for your devotion also, and you say that you have made certain conditions on my behalf. Magnificent, my dear fellow, magnificent. In the first place, you have plenty of money, haven't you? 40,000 francs income, I think you said. Porthos began to be suspicious. And my friend, said he, one never has too much money. Madame du Vallon left things in much disorder. I am not much of a hand at figures, so that I live almost from hand to mouth. He is afraid I have come to borrow money, thought D'Artagnan. Ah, my friend, said he, it is all the better if you are in difficulties. How is it all the better? Yes, for his Eminence will give you all that you want, land, money, and titles. Ah, 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 said Porthos, opening his eyes at that last word. Under the other cardinal, continued D'Artagnan, we didn't know enough to make our profits this. However, doesn't concern you, with your 40,000 francs income, the happiest man in the world, it seems to me. Porthos sighed. At the same time, continued D'Artagnan, notwithstanding your 40,000 francs a year, and perhaps even for the very reason that you have 40,000 francs a year, it seems to me that a little coronet would do well on your carriage. Hey? Yes, indeed, said Porthos. Well, my dear friend, when it is at the point of your sword, we shall not interfere with each other. Your object is a title, mine money. If I can get enough to rebuild Artagnan, which my ancestors, impoverished by the Crusades, allowed to fall into ruins, and to buy 30 acres of land about it, that is all I wish. I shall retire and die tranquilly at home. For my part, said Porthos, I desire to be made a baron. You shall be one. And have you not seen any of our other friends? Yes, I have seen Aramis. And what does he wish to be a bishop? Aramis, answered D'Artagnan, who did not wish to undeceive Porthos. Aramis, fancy, has become a monk and a Jesuit, and lives like a bear. My offers did not arouse him, did not even tempt him. So much the worse. He was a clever man, and Athos. I have not yet seen him. Do you know where I shall find him? Near Blois. He is called Bragelonne. Only imagine, my dear friend, Athos, who was of as high birth as the emperor, and who inherits one estate, which gives him the title of Comte. What is he to do with all those dignities? The Comte de Laufer, Comte de Bragelonne, and he has no children with all these titles. Ah, said Porthos, I have heard that he had adopted a young man who resembles him greatly. What? Athos. Our Athos, who was as virtuous as Scipio. Have you seen him? No. Well, I shall see him to-morrow and tell him about you, but I'm afraid, entre nous, that his liking for wine has aged and degraded him. Yes, he used to drink a great deal, replied Porthos. And then he was older than any of us, added D'Artagnan. Some years only. His gravity made him look older than he was. Well then, if we can get Athos, all will be well. If we cannot, we will do without him. We too are worth a dozen. Yes, said Porthos, smiling at the remembrance of his former exploits, but we four, altogether, would be equal to 36. More especially as you say the work will not be child's play, will it last long?